Now, whoever out there who thinks that vibe coding is a fad, I 100% agree with you. But fad or not, as the Monetize Your Life Guy and as the 50-plus-year-old vibe coder, I would be irresponsible if I didn't show you some of the things that this fad can do for us. Now, let's just take a look at this one. So right here, I got about 104 lines of code. Look at this. Now, I happen to put it in a particular style. So we're looking at 104 lines of code that then went out there and built something beautiful. Here it is. Well, you know. So are you telling me that this fad called vibe coding can quickly put me something like this together? Let's take a look at another one. So we got this one. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at another one that as a result of that, I was able to create very quickly. So here's another one. This is one of the other products that I have out there, and it's going out there and doing a good job for me. Very simple, very clean, very easy. It is a variant of the one you saw earlier. Now, if that's not enough, this vibe coding thing then also created this. Now, you may be out there saying to yourself, hey, what is this vibe coding thing? I've heard something about it. I get vibes. What can I do with it? And that's what I want to talk to you about in this video. So I'm going to share some of my tools, some of my tips, some of my tricks that will help you get out there and start vibe coding like a boss, so that you can go out there and create some of these amazing things from something that looks really dumb like this. You go, what is all this stuff? When I used to see it, I used to go, oh my gosh, I know not what I see. But now we have a chance to look at these kinds of things and we get a vibe, and then we have something very amazing, some big brain coded up for us. Now, before, we used to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to do this. Not anymore, my friend. Because we're going to get a vibe, and then we're going to take that vibe, and we're going to do something with it. Here, I'm going to show you that coming up. Now, one of the tools I like to use is Claude. If you aren't familiar with Claude, I'm going to be showing you all this stuff if you're inside of one of our programs, or if you're inside one of my micro courses, I show this. Using Claude used to drive me bananas. Well, because I didn't know how to use it. And then I figured it out. So one of the tools then allows us, in this particular case, to create something really, really cool like this. Take a look. Now, again, this is different than what you saw earlier, but it is along the same line of, I got a feeling, I got a vibe, I'm going to put something together, I'm going to let the big brain that is AI do some wonderful things. Now, if you're sitting out there and you're going, well, I'm afraid, I don't want to do this stuff. I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to assuage your fears, because when we can create something fast, then we can get out there and see if this thing that we create works. Hey guys, if you don't know me, I am Randy, and I consider myself, people call me the Monetize Your Life Guy. Well, quite recently, I've been saying to myself, hey, if I'm going to be doing this vibe coding thing, then I should probably be calling myself the vibe code guy. And then I'm going to go ahead and add something even better for you. I'm in my 50s and I'm vibe coding. So here's the call to action for anybody that's over 40. You should be vibe coding like a boss. Why? Because you're going to have a chance to do all of these cool things like this, turning these wonderful ideas you have into different things. Now, if you see on my channel, I all the time am talking about creating digital products. The reason why I talk about creating digital products is because this, in essence, becomes another piece of asset for you. And what can we do with an asset? All kinds of stuff. We can leave it generations down. We can sell it. We can trade it. We can whatever. But the main thing is that we want to make money from those things. So in this particular case, what I have done using the tools and the FAD or whatever you want to call it of vibe coding and just started creating like crazy. Another digital products, but not the kind of one that you hear me talk about or heard me talk about before. I'm going levels deeper. I still create the other products that you'll see on my Gumroad and PayHip pages. But now what I've done is said, hey, how can we go a little bit deeper with that? How can we create another kind of product that can go out there and be even a better service to people? How can it go out there and help even more people get to where they're trying to get to? And that's the call that I'm making to you today, is we're going to be creating these things so that we can have a good time helping others and then maybe make a couple bucks from it too. I'll get to that here in a few seconds. So let's take another look. So right now, if you notice, I was using Claude. Earlier, I was using another product. And that right here, I'm using ChatGPT. It's 5.1. At this showing 5.1. And I just had it create me another version of a book that I have started. I just wanted another version. So I've got it over here working for me, doing some things for me. And that becomes another opportunity to create that product for yourself. Now, I don't like it to just create willy-nilly. I won't let it. You can't just have me, have it go out there and just say, hey, create something. Nah, because it's going to be using other people's stuff. We don't want that. I'm going to show you how you use what you already know, what you've already done, what you've already learned, what you've already experienced. And then we're going to use that source material to then go out there and have it create for us. That's one of the key things, right? So, all right, let me show you some other things that we're going to be doing inside, right? Say either you're coming into some of the community, Monetize Your Life community. That one's going to probably be free for a little while longer. I don't know how long. Or you're coming into one of the courses, or you dropped in through the series. Okay, so we'll get to that here in a second. I just want to show you some more amazing things, some tools, some tips, some tricks, some stuff that I'm doing to go out there and make some money for ourselves. Now, listen, the big idea is that we go from just our ideas and we start creating stuff. So, of course, the Monetize Your Life Guy. That's who I am. And we create stuff. All of these have been created. Not all of them are created from vibe coding tools, but what it does is gives us an opportunity. All of these I can turn into other kind of coded up tools. So that's my PayHip store right there. And I'm going to be showing you some of the easier ways to just get your stuff out there, get it out there fast, get it out there, test it. And this one is my Gumroad store. And of course, I've got other things going on. This is not a brag. This is an absolute blueprint. If you look at this dude and you go, if that guy can do it, I know I can do it. That is the point. All right. So we're going to be showing some of that stuff. How do we create these things very, very quickly, get them out there and get them out there tested. I got a friend of mine right now. I'm showing him how to make his first $1,000 with his brand new product. Right. And I am going to be showing you that as well. So listen, I want to give you a couple of more tips before I go, because I don't just like leaving people with the, oh my gosh, he showed me the recipe and then he cooked no food. We're going to cook some food. Y'all ready for that? Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so let's cook some food, everybody. Here's one. This is a lot of fun. So I was able to, go over to one of the tools I'm going to be sharing with you. And I'm going to also leave some links, depending on where you're seeing this. I may have some links in the description field, but if you're seeing this in one of the courses, I'll leave links to it too. And I just went out there and said, hey, look, take this image of me. I got my hand like this, take the background out, and then put in this information. So here's the cooking. So I was able to go over and, build this, use it for a video, not unlike this one, and then get it out there into service for us to make us some money. Now, what I'm sharing with you, my friends, is for educational purposes only. There's nothing implied. The money that I make is not typical. It's not guaranteed. It's not even promised. People that try to do this stuff make donuts, no dimes. They make nothing because, sometimes they do nothing. That used to be me. I used to do nothing. I would get all this information in and it was like, oh my gosh, I'm carrying around the big brain. Ever felt that way? If you've ever felt that way, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. So now we have a chance to do some different things with these tools, get stuff done fast. And again, I'm going to be showing you all this stuff, but I wanted to give you I want not just give you the recipe, hey, go here, do this. I want to say, let me show you what I'm doing and why it absolutely works like magic. It's not magic, but it works like magic. All right, so let's do some more. Are y'all ready to do some more? So let's jump into some deeper things, and then I'm gonna jump off and invite you into what else that we're getting ourselves into. All right, so here's some more food for you, everybody. So here's one that's done. Now, again, I don't let ChatGPT or any of these, tools just create it on their own. But here's one that's already done. It is a book that I then had it do some other things with, right? That's one of the beautiful things, is that it does stuff fast. Now, this one actually is called Turn Ideas into Income. I'm showing you how to use index cards, little simple things like this, and turn those simple things into income for yourself. Again, not typical apply, guaranteed. I'm not promising you anything. People that try this stuff do nothing and they get nothing. But I'm now literally walking you through the how. It is educational in nature. So hopefully you take the education and then you go, wait a minute, I learned something, and Randy is teaching me how to put what I learned into play. Okay, that's the key. So I took these index cards of thoughts and ideas and I put them all together. I was able to do a specific thing. I'm going to show you that inside, is that do a specific thing, and then we use the tools to put all of that stuff together. It is great at that, right? I haven't even looked at this. This will be live for you and me. If it's a shit show, then what I'll do is edit this part out. But if it's not, so it's saying, okay, bro, download this if you want to. It's ready. And it says, okay, I did what you asked me to do. So let's take a look at it. And as live as this is, let's find out if it's doing what we need it to do for us. Let's find out. Okay, not too bad. It didn't do what I quite wanted to do, but when I started, all I wanted it to do was create a table of contents for me. So this is where we're using a very specific tool to create a table of contents for us, right? I had 40 chapters or something like that. Real small book, but 40 chapters. Okay. All right, it's like 32 pages or something like that. And then I says, well, I'm going to be putting some affiliates in here. So we want to do something very specific. We want to say, hey, here's my disclaimer that inside of the book are affiliate links, and from those links I get paid. Okay, great. It did that. And then it said, hey, would you like me to do a tools and resource chapter by chapter? I kind of wanted to put it inside of the chapters, but now that I think about it, I didn't build the book that way. So why not give everybody an opportunity to get the tools chapter by chapter? It also gives us an opportunity. I'm doing some cooking now. I'm not just giving you the recipe. I'm showing you the stuff, right? So I want you to come inside and get the rest. If this is a little bit of the food, I'm going to show you the recipe, and then we're going to cook it together, and we're going to just have a great time. All right. So here it is. So now it did all of that. It went in here and it says, hey, bro, I took care of it for you. Here it is. Here's your whole book, right? I don't like the way it's styled, but I want to have chapters on each page, but maybe I'll do that in another app that I use. Now, this one's not an actually vibe coding app or anything like that, but it's another app. But I just want to show you now. Here we have the raw material that we got from raw material. We didn't let it do it. We did it ourselves. So now we have all of this good stuff that people can go around and go, you know what? This is awesome. I love it. What else could we do? That's the question that I'm putting out there to you. I know this is a video that's designed to have you listen, but here's the question. What else? I want you to think right now, what else could we do to make this more? What could we do to make it better? What could we do that we then go out and people are telling us, oh my gosh, it was the best thing I ever read? Let's think a little bit deeper right now and think about what else we can do. Now, in the comment section, if you're seeing this on YouTube, in the comment section, just tell me, what do you think? What could you do? I'm probably going to give you the answer. But look at this. So there's much more that we can do. Suggest some stuff. Add some things. Put some stuff that you would do in your own stuff. Or you may go, you know what, bro, I'm way past that. But I can tell you what I'm going to do. And I'm going to show that stuff, or I'm going to tell you inside of one of the courses that you decide to come in. right? So look at this. We got a bunch of words, right? Now, what are people? People are visual. They don't want to see a whole bunch of words, bro. Get them things out of here. So we're going to use some other tools. I'm going to be showing you all this stuff to then turn words into images. And if I could turn a word into an image, I could turn the image into a video. If I could turn a video, are y'all seeing where I'm going with this? All right. So here's the big thing. If this stuff that you've seen so far, we got a few minutes in, if this stuff is something you go, dang, I want to learn more about that kind of stuff. Now, I know there's a whole bunch of commercials out there. I'm going to show you all this stuff. Right? I know it's going to be one of the big old, there's going to be a big old course. Mine is a micro course. It's not as big as all that other stuff where you look at it and put it up on the shelf because it's like a million modules. None of that. I want you in. I want you learning. I want you creating so that you can position that stuff to get you paid. I call it the LCGP model. The learn, create, and position it so you can get paid. I should probably change the name to that. I should probably start calling it the learn, create, ship model, because sometimes, guess what? People forget to ship. They forget to put it out. Not with us. We're going to be talking and sharing how you do all of that stuff. I want to be to the degree holding your hand a little bit. Now you're grown. I'll be holding grown folks' hands. But I believe that when it comes to certain things, it is necessary that you have just a little bit of guidance, right? A little bit of don't hit the sides, stay in the middle if you were in a boat in the river. You know what I'm talking about. If I can show you that, then once you get it, boom, you can go. That becomes the whole big idea. Get it, learn it, create it, position it so that it gets you paid. Now, again, this is for educational purposes only. I am not giving you financial advice. I am not guaranteeing, and I'm telling you that this stuff is not typical implied or guaranteed. All right. With that said, come on in. If you're seeing it on YouTube, do all that you need to do. I want this thing to blow up. I want the algorithm going, oh my gosh, Randy's awesome. The Monetize Your Life Guy is doing his thing. The 40, 50 plus year old vibe coder is whatever. I want this algorithm rocking. So it only rocks if you subscribe, if you comment. You want to say something negative? That's fine. Be like, dude, where are you? What room are you in? Is that an actual TV? Yes, it is. So comment, come on in. I'm inviting you into all the other stuff. Look in the description field. I will typically pin some stuff. So I'll see you on the inside.